The story involves exploding bottles, a flavor that comes from death, and pressure that's 3 times a car tire. Today I'm going to share some facts and insights that will change the way you look at any bottle of champagne. So fact number 1, did you know a bottle of champagne contains about 90 psi of pressure? So it's 3 times more pressure than a typical car tire. Early champagne makers didn't have strong enough glass, and so they called it le vin du diable, the devil's wine, because the bottles would constantly explode in the cellar. Workers had to wear protective gear, iron masks. That raw power in the glass is the first clue this isn't regular wine. When the cork leaves the bottle, it can travel up to 50 miles per hour. Not surprisingly, corks are a significant cause of eye-related trauma during the holidays. So treat these guys with respect. We always recommend, before you pull the top on the cork, use a towel like this to twist it off. So even if it pops up, it's not gonna go anywhere. If it blows out some wine, you're gonna have a towel to catch it.
So, if champagne is this unstable, why did anyone think it was worth saving? Fact number 2.
The Dom Perignon myth. Dom Perignon was actually a brother in a Catholic order. He was a cellar master hired to figure out how to stop the local wine from re-fermenting in the bottle and exploding. His life's work was to actually make a perfect still wine, but he also learned how to control sparkling. So the world's most famous luxury drink is the result of a spectacular failure, I guess you could say. It only became famous because he couldn't stop the magic from happening inside the bottle.
So, if the most famous monk in wine history never created champagne, then what makes champagne actually taste like champagne?
Fact number 3 is the secret ingredient. That incredible toasty, brioche-like flavor you often find in champagne. It's actually the taste of the dead. Dead yeast cells, that is. You see, after the yeast that causes the bubbles and the fermentation of sugar to alcohol, that's what creates those fine bubbles, and then they put it under pressure. These yeasts die and sink to the bottom. Then the champagne ages for years, and the wine slowly soaks up these complex flavors as the yeast cells decompose inside of the wine. And it's what gives champagne its signature soul. It's a flavor that is only earned through time. And if you love that style, you learn to really appreciate that you're tasting history.
If this intense, complex flavor depends entirely on time, then why can't everyone just copy champagne?
Fact number 4, champagne's not a type of grape, it's a place, a unique place. Real champagne can only come from a tiny, chalk-soiled patch of land 90 miles east of Paris. The winemakers in the wine region there employs lawyers to go around the world and make sure champagne is a protected word and not misused by producers anywhere in the world. The rules are still absolute that if the grapes are grown even 1 mile outside the official border of Champagne, it cannot be called champagne. And it was actually written into the Treaty of Versailles in 1919, the same international treaty that officially ended World War I. And that exclusive location guarantees a very specific way of doing things.
So, if you can't call it champagne unless it comes from one tiny region, then how do other sparkling wines survive?
So fun fact number 5, champagne in its essence is a time-consuming artisanal process. Champagne is made using the méthode champenoise, which means the secondary fermentation happens inside each individual bottle. Painstaking, it's expensive, it's time-consuming, it takes years. Someone literally goes and turns those bottles a quarter of a turn every 90 days. Prosecco and Cava and these others use what's called the Charmat or tank method, where they pump the wine into massive pressurized steel tank, creating all the bubbles at once, and then pipe that into the bottles. It's fast, it's efficient, it's much, much cheaper. And that's the core reason for the price difference. Which one is better? These two wines, they're just playing different games. And now that you know the difference, it's craft versus scale. And honestly, that leaves most of us with a frustrating choice. Either spend a fortune to get an artisanal story and the complexity of a real champagne, or settle for a mass-produced wine that maybe doesn't have soul. But what if that's a false choice? Our mission here at Big Hammer Wines is to break that rule. We search the globe for small family-run wineries that use the same passionate artisanal methods we've been talking about, but maybe they're from a smaller, lesser-known region, and they deliver incredible bang for your buck. So, to prove it, we've actually put together little cheat sheet of artisanal bubbly. It lists some of my top favorite champagnes that drink like a $60 to $80 bottle of champagne but costs a lot less. It's the exact kind of thing we specialize in. If you're interested in this, please visit us at bighammerwines.com. Now I want to hear from you. What's your go-to bubbly for a celebration? Are you a champagne loyalist, a Prosecco fan, a cava connoisseur, or do you search out something entirely different? Drop your comments below, and thanks for watching, and see you next time. Cheers!